principle of management. Harry Fayol has given 14 principles of management which are applicable to office administration. Starting with first principle, that is division of work. Work, first of all, is divided into small tasks or jobs. A trained specialist who is competent is required to perform each job. Thus, division of work leads to specialization. Since here every employee has to perform only a small part of task repeatedly, he gets expertise in that particular task, resulting into specialization. According to Fayol, the intent of division of work is to produce more and better work for the same efforts. Specialization is the most efficient way to use human efforts. In business, work can be performed more efficiently if it is divided into specialized tasks. Each performed by a specialist or trained employee results in efficient and effective output. Second principle, authority and responsibility. Authority is the right to give orders and obtain obedience, whereas responsibility is the obligation on the managers to perform their task. Managers require this authority to commensurate with their responsibility. According to Fayol, there should be a balance between authority and responsibility. If a manager is given responsibility without sufficient authority, he can't accomplish the desired goal. On the other hand, if there is excess authority without matching responsibility, then the delegated authority will be misused in one or the other way. Third principle, discipline. Discipline means respect of authority, obedience, proper conduct, fair and clear rules and regulation, careful use of penalties. Discipline is the obedience to organizational rules and employment agreement which are necessary for the working of the organization. According to Fayol, discipline requires good superiors at all levels, clear and fair agreements, and judicious applications of penalties. Here, discipline when applied would mean that the workers and the management both honor their commitment without any prejudice towards one another. Fourth principle, unity of command. Fayol gave a lot of importance to this principle. The principle of unity of command states that each participant in a formal organization should receive order from and be responsible to one and only one superior. If an employee gets orders from two superiors at the same time, the principle of unity of command is violated. If this principle is violated, authority is undermined, discipline is in jeopardy, order is disturbed, and stability is threatened. Dual subordination should be avoided to prevent confusion regarding tasks to be done. Fifth principle, unity of direction. All the units of an organization should be moving toward the same objective through coordinated and focused efforts. Each group of activities having the same objective must have one head and one plan. This ensures unity of action and coordination. Each division should have its own in charge, plans, and execution resources. On no account should the working of two divisions overlap. Sixth principle, subordination of individual interest to general interest. The interest of an organization should take priority over the interests of any one individual employee according to Fayol. Every worker has some individual interest for working in a company. In all the situations, the interest of the group or company will supersede the interest of any one individual because larger interest of the worker and stockholder are more important than the interest of any one person. A manager can ensure this by his or her exemplary behavior. This will raise his or her status in the eyes of the workers and at the same time ensure same behavior by them. Seventh principle, remuneration of employees. The overall pay and compensation should be fair to both employees and the organization. The employees should be paid fair wages which should give them at least a reasonable standard of living. At the same time, it should be within the paying capacity of the company. In other words, remuneration should be just and equitable. This will ensure congenial atmosphere and good relationship between workers and management. Eighth principle: centralization and decentralization of authority. The concentration of decision making authority is called centralization, whereas dispersal of authority among more than one person is known as decentralization. According to Fayol, there is a need to balance subordinate involvement through decentralization with managers' retention of final authority through centralization. The degree of centralization will depend upon the circumstances in which the company is working. In general, large organizations have more decentralization than small organizations. Ninth principle: scalar chain. An organization consists of superior and subordinates. The formal lines of authority from highest to lowest rank are known as scalar chain. According to Fayol, organizations should have a chain of authority and communication that runs from top to bottom and should be followed by managers and the subordinate. According to Fayol, this chain should not be violated in the normal course of formal communication. However, if there is an emergency, then individuals at same levels can directly contact through gangplank as shown in the diagram. This is a shorter route and has been provided so that communication is not delayed in case of emergency. 10th principle: order. According to Fayol, people and material must be in a suitable place and appropriate time for maximum efficiency. The principle of order states that a place for everything or everyone and everything or everyone in its place. Essentially, it means orderliness. If there is a fixed place for everything and it is present there, then there will be no hindrance in the activities of business or factory. This will lead to increased productivity and efficiency. 11th principle: equity. According to Fayol, this principle emphasizes kindliness and justice in the behavior of managers towards workers. This will ensure loyalty and devotion. Fayol does not rule out use of force sometimes. Rather, he says that lazy personnel should be dealt sternly to send the message that everyone is equal in the eyes of the management. There should be no discrimination against anyone on account of gender, religion, language, caste, belief, or nationality, etc. Equal opportunities are available for everyone in such companies to rise. 12th principle: stability and tenure of personnel. Personnel should be selected and appointed after due and rigorous procedure. But once selected, they should be kept at their position or post for a minimum fixed tenure. They should have stability of tenure. They should be given reasonable time to show results. Any adolescence in this regard will create instability or insecurity among employees. Then they would tend to leave the organization. Recruitment, selection, and training will cost high for the organization. So, stability in tenure of personnel is good for the business. 13th principle: initiative. Workers should be encouraged to develop and carry out their plans for improvement according to Fayol. Initiative means taking the first step with self motivation. It is thinking out and executing the plan. It is one of the traits of an intelligent person. Initiative should be encouraged, but it does not mean going against the established practices of the company for the sake of being different. A good company should have an employee suggestion system whereby initiatives or suggestions which result in substantial cost or time reduction should be rewarded. 14th principle: esprit de corps. Management should promote a team spirit of unity and harmony among employees according to Fayol. Management should promote team work, especially in large organizations, otherwise objectives would be difficult to realize and will also result in a loss of coordination. A manager should replace I with we in all his conversations with workers to foster team spirit. This will give rise to a spirit of mutual trust and belongingness among team members It will also minimize the need for using penalties. Thank you.